Your team is good, they follow the processes, and they handle delivery. And every decision somehow still ends up on your desk. That is not a people problem, it's a power problem. And it has a name, the approval trap. And by the end of this video, you will understand what the approval trap is, why it shows up in level 3, and the one move that will end it. If you are still the person every decision runs through, keep watching. Allow me to give you some context first. The autonomous leader is built around 7 levels. Level 1 is someone who just started the business and runs every part of it themselves. Level 7 is someone who can step out of the business entirely and dedicate their life to whatever matters most to them. Today, we will zoom into level 3. Let me describe what life as business owner at level 3 looks like. You built a business, you have clients, you have a team, and the team handles delivery, meaning the work itself gets done without you doing everything. But here's what happens. It is 4:47 in the afternoon and your phone buzzes. A team member needs you to weigh in on a pricing exception. You step away from whatever you were doing, right? And you answer it, you take care of it. 2 hours later, your phone buzzes again. A client reaches out with a project change. You handle it, and the next morning, before your coffee, a client complaint lands in your inbox that needs a call from you. Each decision in isolation is small. None of them require you in any deep sense. Most of them your team could make, and yet every one of them still keeps coming to you. And somewhere in your head you're starting to think, I have a team, I've built systems, why am I still the one deciding everything? And that question is what we're going to answer today. Because the answer is obviously not so obvious, otherwise nobody would ever experience this. And one quick note before we go deeper, if you're not sure whether you are at level 3 or somewhere else, there's a free self-assessment in the description. It will name your level, your current superpower, and your current constraint. No guesswork, go ahead and give it a shot and find out what level you're at right now. When it comes to decisions, here's the part that most founders miss. The approval trap looks like a people problem from the outside, but it is not, it's a power problem. And the power is the pillar in a framework that controls who decides what. So let's dive into this trap. Your team brings every decision to you for sign-off, even decisions they could make on their own. Not because they are incapable, they are capable. The work itself proves that. They handle delivery every single day. They bring decisions to you because they do not know which decisions belong to them. Authority at level 3 is distributed but reversible. You have given the team some authority informally, but the rules of when you will override them are very unclear. So they rather ask. Asking is a lot safer than guessing, because here's what the team has learned, even if nobody ever said it out loud. Yesterday, one of the team members made a decision on a refund, and you found out about it later and reversed it. And the next time a similar situation will come up, that team member will not make the call. They will come to you first, because they learned that calls in that category were not theirs to make. And the team's hesitation is not their fault, and it's not even your fault exactly. It is structural. The rules of authority were never written down. And without rules, every decision sits in a gray zone. And in a gray zone, the safest move for any employee is to just ask the boss. And here's the simplest way to say this. Your team is asking you to decide things that they have the skills to decide themselves. The reason they keep asking is not a skill question, it is permission. They were never told clearly, formally, in writing, which decisions are actually theirs. And that right there is the approval trap. And it is almost like the team is acting completely rationally to a set of unwritten rules nobody told them about. There is a second part to the approval trap that you as owner need to see, and that's the cost. We call it the speed trap. When a decision lands on your desk, you handle it in maybe 30 seconds, right? You have made this decision probably 100 times before. So you know the answer because you've done it before. You answer it and you move on. Training a team member to make the same decision, well, that will take a little longer. Maybe it will take 30 minutes the first time, right? Explaining the criteria, walking through all the trade-offs, showing how you really think about this problem. So 30 seconds versus 30 minutes, right? In isolation, if you just compare those two, you're gonna decide on just doing it yourself because it's 60 times faster, literally, done, right? But here's what most founders miss. You are not making one decision. You are making the same kind of decision over and over again. Refunds, pricing exceptions, scope changes, same 5 different categories in your business, right? over and over again for years. The math is rather simple. 30 minutes of training invested once, multiplied by 1,000 future decisions the team can now make without you, versus 30 seconds multiplied 1,000 decisions you have to keep making forever. And in case you're curious, the break-even point is at decision number 61. Once a category of decision comes up more than 60 times, training starts paying back. And every recurring category in a real business hits 60 in a matter of months, right? So if we can say this another way, the math is not 30 seconds versus 30 minutes. The math is 30 seconds times 1,000 versus 30 minutes once. And the team's capability is what compounds here. Yours does not. Let me show you what the same pattern looked like in one of my businesses. And as you're listening, I just want you to keep in mind, it's almost like every founder hits a version of this, myself included. We're not perfect, we're all learning, and this is part of my learning. So years ago, I ran a video production company called Lightchild. Most of the editing came through me. Not because I was the best technical editor on the team. Trust me, there was way better editors than me on the team. But I held on to editing because I believed that our clients were hiring the Jonathan Lauer style. And I thought what they were paying for, specifically, was me, that style. It took me longer than it should have to ask the actual question. And trust me, this is not gonna be the first time that you hear this. I'm not gonna say anything profound. It's cliche because it's true. But were they hiring me or were they hiring a great result? And I wish I would have realized the answer faster. I was fighting it for a long time. And the honest answer was the result. Clients always hire the result. The story I've been telling myself that they wanted me was a story that I needed to be true so I can feel important. But my clients never said that. Clients pay for outcomes. So the moment I separated those two things, me from the result, the work changed. I wrote down the standards, what my company's quality actually meant. Pacing, cuts, audio principles, color grade decisions. The things that had been in my head became principles on a page. Then I handed the editing off and the team started producing the same quality. I wasn't being asked all the time. Sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, things got even better. And the clients did not even notice because what they were hiring was the result, not me. And this experience taught me what the shift at level 3 actually is. From only I can do this right to I can define what right looks like. From the work to the standard. That same pattern is exactly what breaks the approval trap. The move is one specific thing. You make one authority transfer formal and irreversible. Not all of them at once, just one. So what are you gonna do this week? If you are at level 3, here's what I would do. First, I would pick one category, the smallest one, the category that if something goes wrong, it wouldn't break anything important. Then I would go ahead and document how I make the decision. The actual criteria, the actual thought process, the specific conditions that drive a yes or a no. Third, I would pick a name for the person who I will trust with that category. After that, I would make it formal and I would write down one sentence and send it to the team. Marcus from here on out will own all time off requests. That's it. Then, of course, the most important step is to commit in advance and do not take it back. Write that commitment down for yourself because the first imperfect decision is coming. It will come. It's not if, it's when. And the team will be watching to see whether your behavior matches your words. And then watch what happens the first time a decision in that category comes up and your phone does not ring. You don't get a notification. And that first quiet moment is what the start of building decision makers feels like. If you want to dive deeper into authority transfer, the full course is inside our free school community. Feel free to join, we'd love to have you. My passion is helping business owners build companies that don't need them to actually run. So they can go and give their time to whatever is most important to them. My goal is to impact 1 million business owners, and solving the approval trap is one move towards that. So allow me to ask you one question. What would you make the most important thing if you had the time to make it the most important thing? Tell me below.